You're showing all 3 types of Ponyville ponies, yet you have a Pegasus pony who can't even fly!
What in tarnation does that have to do with anything?
I'd say not being able to fly has everything to do with everything, doesn't it?
I mean, a Pegasus pony at your age? You should have been flying long ago.
So I was thinking the other day about the episode Fight to the Finish, and I think there's a really good lesson there about not needing to conform to societal standards, or really whatever for that matter. But I think societal standards, conforming to that, is a good place to go with this. And in case you don't know what I mean, well, I'll get there. Also, this is a kind of different format than what I'm used to doing. I'm not used to just kind of talking off the cuff without any sort of script, without any sort of bullet points to read off of. I just wanted to get this off my chest, and I thought, why not make a video on this? This has been brewing on my mind for a minute. So if y'all like this kind of format, let me know in the comments below, and I can't promise that I'll do this consistently. This is just kind of like a one-off more than anything, but who knows. But anyway, let's get back to the subject matter. If you remember from the episode Fight to the Finish, Scootaloo felt insecure that she wasn't able to fly after she was picked on by Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon about it. And they were ultimately just trying to win the competition to represent Ponyville at the Equestria Games. After being picked on, Scootaloo did feel very insecure about not being able to fly, and she was trying really hard to be able to fly, as she kept getting in her head that a Pegasus her age should be able to fly by now. And why isn't she able to? To me, that kind of has the equivalent sort of meaning as, for, say, someone who's neurodivergent, they have to conform to societal standards. Say, for example, you have to give enough eye contact, or you have to make sure you're listening to the conversation, or at least pretend like you're listening, or make sure you're not stimming in public, and stuff like that. It's almost like the equivalent of having to put a mask on. I'm sure for those of you who are neurodivergent, you know very well what I mean by that. And while we are putting this mask on the whole time, it's also very exhausting. It's like we're almost just ready to get back home so we can finally take that mask off. And what Scootaloo is doing here, trying to conform to be a Pegasus that can fly, is almost like the same thing if you really think about it. She's having to spend so much time and energy having to conform in this sense. But in doing so, she misses what's really important about representing Ponyville and the routine that she had already practiced with Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle. Now, later on, when she goes back home and feels defeated, Rainbow Dash was there to help comfort her, to help her realize that she doesn't have to be able to fly in order to represent Ponyville, because that's not what was important in the first place. And there's that one quote from Rainbow Dash after Scootaloo told her that flying is what Pegasi do, and that's what she felt like she had to do. And how Rainbow Dash actually did fly the flag for Cloudsdale when she was little. And Rainbow Dash rebutted saying that that was what she did, but what Scootaloo will do is what she'll do.
I didn't want to ruin their chance to win just because I couldn't fly.
And who said you had to? But flying's what Pegasus ponies are supposed to do. You flew when you carried the flag in the games. But that was me. You're you. And it just doesn't matter if you can fly or not. Your routine was amazing because it represented exactly what makes Ponyville special.
That moment really spoke to me because it made me think about how in my day-to-day life, at least around my friends, that I don't need to put on this mask around them. I can just kind of be myself around them because that's who I am. Whether they want to take it or leave it, that's who I am. In fact, as I've gone through life, slowly taking off that mask, I've found more and more who my true friends are. And I can actually feel comfortable just being around them. That's not to say that there are situations, like if I'm out in public, that I need to have a bit more of a mask on. And it's kind of the harsh reality, but that's what it is. But at least I have those few friends in my life where I can feel like I don't need to put this mask on and I can just be truly myself around them. But yeah, I guess I don't really have a whole lot more to say on this topic other than I'd want to ask you guys, is there any moment in your life where you felt like you've had to put on this mask in public and you're just waiting to get back home and so you can take it off? Or say hang out with your friends so you can actually be yourself around them? Or maybe a moment where you realize that you don't need to have this mask on when you're around your true friends. I'd like to hear about it in the comments. I know this is kind of a short little video and just something I wanted to get off my chest a little bit. Maybe not the most cohesive way to put it either, but you know, sometimes something different is nice. Anyway, I guess I'll see y'all in the next video, and till then we are eternal for life.